All right. So our first example is page 602, number 2. Some students do homework with the TV on. Researchers want to see if people can work as effectively with and without distraction. They will time some volunteers to see how long it takes them to complete some relatively easy crossword puzzles. During some of the trials, the room will be quiet. During other trials, a TV will be turned on to MTV. So this is asking us to do two things: design an experiment that will require a two-sample T procedure, and design an experiment that will require a matched pairs T. So this chapter is the matched pairs, where it's like two samples, but it's not. It basically means a one sample with a before and after or something like that. So part A. This is asking for the two sample procedure. Okay, so our experiment will be get 60 volunteers, or I don't know, the number doesn't matter, but 60 volunteers. It would be preferable if we could take a random sample, but this is an experiment, so we probably won't. We're going to split them up, random assignment. To our two treatments. One will be MTV, and one will be the quiet. Then these will give us, so there will be 30 in each of those. These will give us our two samples, so we have one sample of 30, and we have one sample of 30. 1 and 1 is 2. So this is two samples. Compare using a two sample. And what we're comparing is the length of time it takes them to finish the crossword puzzle. In part B, it's asking us to design something that would use a matched pairs. So here we want paired data, basically, so all of these 60 volunteers, so we'll start with 60 volunteers again. And we will still use random assignment. But we're not randomly assigning them to do one or the other. They're going to do both. So these ones will do the MTV quiz first, and the quiet second. These will do the quiet first, and the MTV second. And then we would essentially do the MTV length minus the quiet length. We would compare that using a one sample T. Another thought is occurring to me here where they're taking two quizzes here. Like, you only needed one, not quiz, crossword, but you only needed one crossword puzzle in this case. We're going to need two in this case. And so I think this, like, the first one they take is going to be crossword A, and the second one they take will be crossword B. Will that work out? I believe so, because we don't want to have any, like, because that could impact it as well, right? Like, if you did it this way, basically, if you had an MTV crossword puzzle and a quiet crossword puzzle, then the difference could be because of the crossword puzzle and not because of if you were listening to MTV or not. This way, as long as we have the first one be the first one and the second one be the second one, that should get around that effect. And now, which one is stronger? So, ignore sample size for this, because we could, we're asking these 60 volunteers to do twice as much, so we could get 120 and split them up into groups of 60. So ignore sample size. The second one is stronger because, so this random assignment right here is doing a lot of work. We're hoping that these two groups of 30 are relatively similar. Right, if this one has a bunch of people that are really good at crossword puzzles and this has a bunch of people that don't know how to read, you're going to see that, even though, that's going to it could possibly overwhelm the effects of MTV or A Quiet Room. In this case, they're both doing both of them, so even if one group is way better at crossword puzzles than the other one, it shouldn't, you should see if they're better quiet or with MTV. We still want the random assignment because, I don't know, maybe people are getting better at crossword puzzles or yada yada yada. Order does matter, and we want to randomize that. There are other things we could randomize on, but order works as well. You could actually just randomize the tests, which crossword puzzle they did. You could randomize that. We could make a doubly branched thing. Take those 60 and split it into 30. And then 15. And then we do MTV-A and Quiet B. They do MTV-B and Quiet A. They do Quiet A and MTV-B. They do Quiet B and MTV-A. We're still doing, what you're comparing is this. You're getting an MTV result for everyone and you're getting a Quiet result for everyone. But what you're doing the test on is the third column that you create from that, MTV minus Quiet. Or Quiet minus MTV. It doesn't really matter. Just one will probably be positive, and this is the one that will probably be positive. So we'll do it that way.